Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey. I'm a lover of beauty and makeup. I do apologize for being MIA for the last 2 weeks. I know I said I wanted to upload 2 videos a week. My daughter had gotten sick. She had an ear infection and a fever, and it's just been a lot to deal with. She's finally better. She's feeling better. So today we are going to be ranking my Nomad Cosmetic palettes. I do not have all of them, especially the newer ones. I'm on a low buy, no buy. So if you're interested in seeing ranking videos and also the soon to come declutters across my entire makeup collection, just to kind of refine what I have, then make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my future videos. So I did not count these yet. I will try to leave a little number stamp for each of these. I'm going to go from last place to first place. This is not the declutter, this is just the ranking. So in last place, I have the Nomad Verona Amore Morte. It's the, I believe it's the Life and Death palette. So here is what it looks like. It has one real pink side and one dark side. This palette, it's not to say bigger than other palettes that they have. It's just not the same quality, and I'm not much on pinks and reds. If I wanted to reach for that, I do have other palettes that I would pick over this one. So that is this one. And I don't know if any of these are still available or if they're all available. I know some have been redone and re-released. Some are, a permanent, or it will at least be around for the next year. So next I have the Nomad Tokyo palette. This is a very pastel palette, I want to say. So it's not their known shimmer formula. It's a lot of satin. This is the darkest shade, and it's still, it will deepen the other shades, but it's not like the deepest. And I have noticed that when I wore this, that it did fade throughout the day, and I don't normally experience that with Nomad. So next I have the Nomad de Provence. This is one that they updated the formula and re-released it. So this is the color story. It's just not my color story, and this is the old formula. Again, I'm drawn to this row right here. But other than that, this palette doesn't really speak to me. So that is this one. Next, I have the Monte Verde. I believe it's the Rainforest palette. So this is very bright and colorful. I love the greens. I have used this to do like a multicolor look before. It's not a bad palette at all. It's just a little all over the place. And for it to be so colorful, it's very green heavy. I would have liked to see more cohesive colors to go with the bright neons. So that is that palette. Next, I have to look at the back because I can't read the gold writing on the front. The Magica. That is what it looks like. This is the color story. This one, the color story, it's the color story for me. Really, it's not monochromatic, but it is a lot of the same color family. I do like how it goes from light to dark. It does have, it has a good shimmer formula. It's very soft. but it's just not as impactful as some of the other palettes that I like a little bit better. Next, we have the New Zealand Stargazing. It's a very reflective packaging. And that is this one. Again, it has their good shimmer formula. It's just a lot of colors that I don't typically reach for. And the darker shades are like a blue, a purple, and a black. And then we have the Nomad Royal Europe. This is like their jewel tone palette. Here's the color story. I like how it's laid out, where it has like the lighter and then the darker and then a shimmer to go with it. I wish there would have been more range in the shimmer, because I like to use two different shimmers when I do shimmers. A lighter one on the inner part and a darker one on the outer part. Not to say you couldn't do that. It would just be harder to do with, you know, a one tone. So that's that. And then we have the Keys Beachy and Peachy palette. That's what it looks like. This is another big rainbow-esque palette, but instead of having the greens, this has blues. I love greens and blues, don't get me wrong. I also love, there's just more color to it and more depth. And then I have the Nomad Chicago Speakeasy. I really love the formula in this palette. It's the color story is why I knocked it down. These right here are so pretty. I do love their neutral colors. They're very easy to work with and blend. I'm just not a big purple person, and I don't know why, because purple goes really good with green eyes. I like that it goes from light to dark. I love the pop of color. This is a really good formula. It's the purples for me. And then I have the Paradise Island. This one has, you know, a little bit of the blue, a little bit of green, and then pink. It's very light. It does have a couple deepening shades, but I think it's very fun and spring to summertime. And then I have the Nomad Iceland Fire and Ice. And here is this color story. Again, it has that really pretty green. It has their blues, a little pop of orange and red. And then we have the Iceland Wild Atlantic Way. Ireland, I'm sorry, not Iceland, Ireland. And whenever I see the outside of the palette, I always think, oh, this is the green palette, which is green, but then it does also have some blues and golds and neutrals. So it does have something a little bit more to offer than just greens. And I do like that you can see that the greens are different tones. So there's warm, cool, neutral, and then it also has depth, which is really nice. Next is the Akavango Safari. This one, the quality is a little bit off, but I really do like this palette for the neutrals. Even though it's a little bit harder pressed than normal, these still work really well. It's just been a staple since I've had it, and I really do enjoy it. Then I have the Orient Express. So it's another big palette like the Ireland. So this has some pretty blues, neutrals, greens, gold. Again, really easy to work with their formula. Then I have the Hudson Valley. This is like their fall color story. It has the reds, the oranges, the yellows. I wish they would have had a little bit more variety on the shimmers, but still a really pretty palette, and it has their good quality in there too. Then we have the Fuji 5 Lakes. Very pretty packaging. It's like an oil paint. And here is the color story. Again, it has the blues. I really love the blues to a champagne and icy color. And then next I have the Whistler Snow Lodge. This was their winter palette a few years ago. A lot of their color stories have the neutral browns, blues, or greens. I feel like those are in pretty much every palette. Again, a really nice palette and good quality. Next, I have the Ghost Town USA. This is the Halloween release a few years ago. I think this is the last year to get it if they still have it in stock. I know I really want the Salem palette, so hopefully I may get that as a gift. But here is the color story. Again, you have your neutrals, you do have the blues, but they're muted, and greens that are muted as well. And I think that's a good variety of shimmers. And then I have the Nomad Chamonix Opera Ski. This was the winter / Christmas New Year release last year. And here is that color story. These two are like iridescent toppers that flip. Again, it has the green and the blues, and then these kind of pinky shades. And then in number 2, it is the Nomad Polar Express. Again, this was a winter release. Again, with the neutrals and the blues, and then this had the reddy tones, and then the good, so it has the good shimmer selection. I really love blues. I really love their matte formula, especially in their newer palettes. They're very nice. And then in number 1 is the Nomad Haunted Europe. I know they've had quite a few palettes come out recently that would probably mix up my little ranking, but I do not have those. So here is this color story. It has some of the orange and golds, a little bit of the green. I really like how they made all these different colors cohesive in this palette. So that is my Nomad Cosmetics ranking. This is the number 1 palette as of right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stick around for my other rankings and the end of year declutter soon to come. Bye!